enjoying no fewer than 5 victories in the last 7 finals, a remarkable achievement. Goalkeeper Chris Woods will be hoping to add to the Skull Cup medals he won in 1986 and 88. He'll also be hoping to improve on just 4 shutouts in the 9 games so far this season. The Aberdeen lineup also has plenty to uphold tonight. The Skull Cup holders have contested 4 of the last 5 finals, beating Hibernian and Rangers and also losing out twice to the Ibrox men. Into his 15th season with the Dons is Alex McLeish, who has played in 6 League Cup finals and has 2 winners' medals. McLeish has 73 caps. And so Rangers get the Skull Cup semi-final underway. And of course, both of these teams in last year's final. Ali McCoist has been top scorer in all of the 7 seasons he's been at Ibrox. Celebrated his 28th birthday just a couple of days ago. Gary Stevens comes off the head of Irvine, almost setting up a chance for Mark Walters. Walters with the throw, forward to Trevor Stephen. Van de Ven being challenged by Terry Hurlett and by Mark Walters. And an off-the-ball incident, the referee racing over. And he wants a word with Van de Ven, I think. Jim Betts involved there. Well, the referee giving the message that he'll stand for no nonsense. Now he speaks to Van de Ven. Walters with the free kick, headed down by Spackman and harmlessly behind. Alec McLeish. Willie McCoist being challenged by McLeish. There's another mistake by Irvine. The ball almost through to Mo Johnson. He gets it, in fact. Mark Walters, Rangers have plenty of players forward. Well taken by Theo Snelders. Well, a couple of early slips in the Dons' defence. Brian Irvine won't be too happy with himself there. Stephen getting the ball to Johnson. Mark Walters found just a little space. Good catch by the keeper. Good play between Van de Ven and Mason. Van de Ven again. Mason going in a good run, getting away from John Brown. Richard Gough coming across to meet him. Still Mason. Brian Grant. A chance here for Aberdeen. And Robert Connor coming so close. Chris Woods doing just enough to block the ball. And the keeper doing well. Mo Johnson climbing with McLeish. McLeish winning it. Hurlock's in there. McLeish again. Ryan Grant. Hurlock snapping at his heels. Paul Mason. Jim Bett doing well, getting it to David Robertson. Robertson forcing his way forward, showing tremendous pace. Intercepted by Gough. To Spackman. Good play by Rangers. Trevor Stephen. Mark Walters. Van de Ven trying to cut him off, but he does well. Gets the ball to Monroe. Forward for McCoist. Oh, tremendous effort by Ali McCoist. And a fine save. In fact, the referee awarding the goal kick. I thought maybe Snelders got a touch to that, and so did McCoist. It was Monroe coming forward. Good ball through to McCoist, the first time shot. Well, McCoy's unhappy about that decision. Alec McLeish. Robert Connor failing to control that one. Johnston. Spackman, good ball through to Hurlock. Johnston again. Back to Hurlock. Laid off to Trevor Stephen. The ball taking a deflection. Rangers have the corner. Trevor Stephen proving to be a very dangerous man in this match. Johnston was heavily involved in the move with Hurlock. Shot taking a deflection. Stephen trying to force his way through. He does brilliantly. Trevor Stephen! 1-0 to Rangers. 30 minutes gone. Well, if there was one man looked likely to score for Rangers, it was Trevor Stephen. The second goal of the season. And he puts Rangers on their way to the final. Well, he just forced his way through a ruck of defenders, eventually away from McKimmie. Irvin hopefully looking for an offside flag. How could there be one? And the ball knocked into the back of the net. Paul Mason. Ryan Grant flipping it forward. John Brown mopping up. Ian Jess in the Aberdeen team tonight, and standing in for Hans Hielhaus. Johnson out-jumped by Irvin. Nigel Spackman impeded, quickly taken by Hurlock to Stevens. McCoy to Johnston. Trevor Stephen finding a bit of space. Well taken by Snelders. McLeish. Played by Monroe. Johnston. Trevor Stephen to Gary Stevens. Nigel Spackman. Trevor Stephen to Gary Stevens. Good play this by Rangers, stringing the passes together. A chance for Ali McCoist, and it's blocked by Theo Snelders. And what a chance for Ali McCoist. You won't get many better chances than that. Fine build-up by Rangers, missed by McKimmie. Snelders did well. Mark Walters, the players lining up to meet him. Still Walters. McKimmie emerging with the ball. And then in fact goes the half-time whistle. Well, a good first half for Rangers, no doubt about that. And there's the man who scored the all-important goal after 30 minutes. Trevor Stephen ran right through the defence and put the ball into the net. The half-time score here at Hampden: Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0. An unchanged Aberdeen team gets the second half underway. No changes either in the Rangers lineup. David Robertson. Aberdeen will want to make a positive start to the second half. Ball played in by Robert Connor, away by Monroe. McLeish to McKimmie. Brian Grant. And the bend forward looking for Mason. McCoist does well. Teeing it up for Spackman. 1-2 with Johnson. Forward for Walters to chase. Good play by Rangers. Away from McKimmie. Walters having a fine match. Mo Johnson getting the touch. Connor a complete miscue. A chance here. Well, Gary Stevens, he's had a fine game also. He'll be disappointed at letting that chance slip away. Alec McLeish. Put out by Stevens. Mark Walters with McKimmie in close attendance. Rangers have the throw. McKimmie there, the Aberdeen international fullback.
The official crowd this evening is 40,855. 40,855. And the Scottish team.
John Brown. Long ball for Mo Johnson to chase. Well, Snelder's showing he can be a bit of an outfield player as well. Paul Mason getting away from Trevor Stephen, does well through to Jim Bett. A chance now for Ian Jess. Back to Brian Grant. Still the chance on for Aberdeen. Van de Ven, and it's saved by Chris Woods. Van de Ven, 2 goals this season, but denied on that occasion by Chris Woods. A good break forward by Aberdeen. Mason holding off the challenge. Jim Bett seeing he had support in the middle. The ball just going ahead of Ian Jess. He did well, kept a cool head. Brian Grant teeing it up, and good reflexes by Chris Woods. David Robertson. Long ball for Jess to chase. He's in there with John Brown. Well, a risky header. Maybe a bit of a misunderstanding between the two players. McLeish chested down by Mason. Foul against Robert Connor. Foul on Gary Stevens. Rangers wasting no time now that they're in possession. Trevor Stephen, challenged by Irvine. A hefty challenge going in by Brian Irvine. Connor giving the ball straight to Hurlock, who in turn returns it to Aberdeen. Everyone giving the ball away at the moment. Aberdeen have put themselves in trouble. Stuart Munro, Ali McCoist. The diving header. Well, some slack play by Aberdeen, allowing Rangers to set up that chance. Well, McCoist will be a bit disappointed. Munro racing through. The header, well wide eventually of Theo Snelder's goal. McLeish struggling a bit, recovers well. Mo Johnson eventually brings the ball back to earth. Stuart Munro. Johnson does well. Gary Stevens. Spackman wide on the right. Bounces fortuitously for Trevor Stephen, being chased all the way, does well to get the cross in. Mark Walters! Well, Theo Snelder's down at his right-hand post, eventually pushing the ball behind. Great play again by Trevor Stephen, chased all the way by Robert Connor. The header coming down, and that was a great save by the Aberdeen keeper. The ball deflected at the last moment. And Van through looking for Mason, who's been well policed so far tonight. Well taken by Chris Woods. Terry Hurlock challenged and fouled by Paul Mason. Trevor Stephen to his old Everton teammate Gary Stevens. Picking out Nigel Spackman, who found a bit of space. He leaves it now to Mark Walters. Spackman to Ali McCoist. And just stringing the passes together. Mark Walters. Trevor Stephen. Switch of play. Gary Stevens. Good play this by Rangers. Nigel Spackman. Away by McKimmie. It's gifted to Hurlock. Trevor Stephen. Good switch of play by Trevor Stephen. Gary Stevens through to Ali McCoist. A good ball. And McCoist just failing to make proper contact. Well, it just hasn't been Ali's night so far. So Ian Jess goes off. And Craig Robertson comes into the fray. Steve Monroe forward to Mark Walters. McLeish for Aberdeen. Craig Robertson obviously sent on for his aerial threat, but it's Rangers now through Mark Walters. Ali McCoist. Mo Johnson. Gary Stevens lending good support, racing forward. Trevor Stephen. Gary Stevens again. Winning the corner kick. Robert Connor conceding it. Excellent play there by Gary Stevens. Racing forward in support of the strikers. Trevor Stephen with the corner kick. Nigel Spackman getting a touch. Hurlock coming in. And the Rangers fans obviously enjoying themselves and sensing that victory is just a few minutes away. Robertson getting the touch to Van de Ven. Robert Connor. Grant to Van de Ven. If Aberdeen can snatch a dramatic late equaliser, it would of course go to extra time and then penalties if necessary. Late challenge by Jim Bett on Richard Gough. The referee will have a word with the Aberdeen midfielder. Richard Gough first to the ball. Taken down by Bett, who gets a stern word of warning from referee McGinley. Gough limping back into the fray. Fleisch getting the touch for Aberdeen. Connor. So just about a minute to go. Oh, and a mistake there by John Brown. The ball running behind. The goal kick, says the referee. Well, a controversial moment as Mason toppled over the goalkeeper, but the referee well up with the play. That's the second time that there's been a misunderstanding between Brown and the goalkeeper. Well, Rangers could have been in all sorts of trouble. Ali McCoy turning well against McLeish. Just seconds remaining now. Nigel Spackman finding Hurlock. Monroe. Matt Walters. So we're into injury time to be added on by the referee. Still Walters for Rangers. Dumped to the ground by Van de Ven and McKimmie. A little flashpoint developing there between Walters and the Dutchman. Walters, I think, will be called forward along with Peter Van de Ven. Well, it's all quite unnecessary. And of course, the problem with this type of booking, it will rear its head later in the season. Players will be sitting in the stand when they could be making a contribution on the field. Walters had possession. He was obviously tripped by Van de Ven. McKimmie in there doing his part in it as well. So the yellow card shown to Peter Van de Ven. Now it's the turn of Mark Walters. And there in fact goes the full-time whistle, and Rangers through to meet Celtic in the Skull Cup final on Sunday, October 28th. And the fans are delighted by that. The all-important goal scored by Trevor Stephen after 30 minutes of the first half. Tenacious play by him, great skill and composure as well as he slotted the ball past the Osnalders. The final score here at Hampden Park: Rangers 1, Aberdeen